welcome to my channel. Please, before we begin, please, I would like you to hit the like button and subscribe. You can also share my video so that others can benefit from it. So let's quickly get to it. Today we are going to learn how to use max function in Microsoft Excel. There are so many things that we can use max for, but today we are going to be using it to we are going to learn how to use it to calculate workers overtime. Let's say you are an HR, you are a supervisor in a factory, in an organization where staffs normally clock in and they clock out, and there is an overtime for people who work out lately, like the task that is being given to them. So the clock out time does not cover it, and they need to work overtime. Like everybody's supposed to clock out. The normal closing hour is 8 o'clock a.m. and the normal closing time is 4 o'clock p.m. So when you are given task that is more than this time, that means you've been working overtime. And when you are being employed, you are told that even if you work from 8 o'clock a.m. to 4:01 4:01 a.m., that means you have 1 minute of overtime, and that overtime will be paid along with your salary at the end of the month. So this is how to and you are the one in charge of the payment, or you might not be in charge of the payment. You may be the person that will send the hours, the total hours of overtime to the finance that are going to pay all this staff. So this is how to calculate the overtime. You may have like 10, 20, 30, especially when you are working in a construction site. So you might have like 50, 60, and a whole lot of that. So once you have your Microsoft Excel, it shouldn't be too difficult for you. So let us check on this data that I've prepared. So we have number one, this Kelechi Adban. So as we've said that the normal opening time is 8 o'clock a.m. So the normal opening time is what? 8 o'clock a.m. and the normal closing time is 4 o'clock p.m. But the task that was given to Kelechi cannot be finished before closing time, which is 4 o'clock. So Kelechi have to work from 4 o'clock p.m. to 5:30 p.m. So that means Kelechi will be getting 1 hour 50 minutes overtime, which will be amounting to $105 at the end of that day. So how did we get to into this point? So how did we calculate this overtime? Sometimes you might have something like 501, 502. So how will you calculate it without using calculation? There are so many functions in Excel. So as we all know that Excel is based primarily on calculation. So this is how to go about it. So let's open a raw file. Yes, look at this file. So now let's look at it. So this is Kelechi. So Kelechi walks in at what? 8 o'clock a.m. The normal closing time is 4 o'clock p.m. But Kelechi worked from after that 4 o'clock. It took Kelechi 1 hour 30 minutes before he closed. So then let's look at James Michael. He works in 8 o'clock a.m. The normal closing time that he's supposed to close is 4 o'clock p.m. But he worked till 6:30. So how are we going to calculate this thing? So this is how we are going to use it. So as we've said from the beginning of this topic that we will be using max to calculate the overtime for each staff. So this is how to go about it. So as we all know that anytime we want to calculate in Excel, the normal thing is that we will write what equals to, then what function do you want to use? So we are going to use max, max into bracket, then you write what? 0. Then you put comma, 0, you put comma, then you write another bracket. So you now go to where the column where the timeout is, which is what? D2. You click on it. Then you subtract it from what? from the opening column, which is B. So you do what? You close the bracket. Then you now multiply it. You multiply it by what? 24 hours. You multiply it by 24 hours minus 8 hours, because if we calculate 8 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m., that is what? That is 8 hours minus what? Minus 8 hours. Then you close the bracket and enter. So it will give us what? 1 hour 5 minutes, or 1 hour 50 minutes. It has taken it to approximation, because it's supposed to be 1 hour 30 minutes, but it has approximated. So that means we are getting 1.5. This one is what? 1 hour. And this 5 is what? That is 50 minutes. So we don't need to be writing each formula for each person. What we are going to do is that we are going to drag everything to the end of the stack. We are going to drag everything like this. So once we leave our mouse, so that is the total hours of the overtime for each staff. So the next thing is we are going to use this overtime hour to multiply how much are we giving them per 1 hour. So let's say 1 hour, we are giving them 1 hour is what? Is $75. So that means we are going to write equals to what? You click on the column where your overtime is being input, multiply by 75. Then you click on what? Enter. That means Kelechi will be getting what? 112. 112.5. So what we are going to do is that we do the same thing. We drag everything to the end of the staff, where the staff is. So that is how to do it. So how do we now convert this thing to a whole number? Like 112.5, 187.5. So you come here, you come to general. Come to general, you click on it. Just click on what? Number. You click on what? You click on number. Sorry, you click on what? Currency. So once you click on currency, this is what you are going to send to your, maybe it is you have another supervisor or your line manager, or you are the one that will send it to finance, so that at the end of the month, everything will be calculated, everything will be summed together and added to their salary. And when each of these staff demanded that, okay, Mr. Supervisor, I want to see how my overtime is being calculated, that I want to see how my overtime is being calculated. So that made you to give me this so amount. So you can easily show them. You can easily show them. So this thing, you now see that it is in dollar. How can we change it to naira? So you click on that column, you come to general, then you come to what? More formula. Then come to what? Custom. So this is where you can change the dollar sign to naira sign. So come down like this. You come down. So sorry, you come to currency. Then you now come into none. So you now come like this. So under this submenu, there are so many currency there. So if you are looking for US dollar, Great Britain pounds, so but we are going to be using our Nigerian currency, which is naira. So you click on it. So you then click on what? Okay. So this is it. This is how to calculate it. And this is how to change from dollar to naira. That is how to change from dollar to naira. So then you can change this thing to what? To a whole number. You can change it to a whole number. But I think it's okay like this. So this is what you are going to send, because if you calculate 112, maybe Kelechi work for 30 days and he have 112. So let's create another column so that we are going to know the total amount that Kelechi will be getting at the end of 30 days that will be added to his salary. So let's create another column. Let's say total amount. Click on enter. So that means we are going to we write this equals to F2. That is where the amount is located. Then multiply by what? Multiply by maybe Kelechi work for 26 days because people don't normally work on Sundays. So and when you remove 4 days, 4 Sunday from 30 days, that means we are going to be having 26 days. Multiply by what? 26. So that means at the end of the month, Kelechi will only have 2,925 naira added to his salary. So if you want to know what everybody will get, then you do what? The same procedure. You drag everything like this. You drag everything, then you drop it. So this is what everybody will be getting. So the only person that is getting more is what? Is this guy, Ogunla Esther. So she will be getting 24,375 because her overtime normally is 12.5 hours. I don't know how the girl is working. Maybe she is doing double shift, but that is what she will be getting at the end of each month. So that is the usage of max. You can use this for so many things, but we just want to use this for, okay, let's see how we can use it to calculate overtime for those people that are managing workers in a construction site. It can be in a factory. Yes, you can even be in an office. So once your HR send you your overtime, so you can easily calculate it by yourself. So that you can't be you will not be saying, oh, my HR have cheated me. How does HR arrive at this point? So you can open your Microsoft Excel, calculate it by yourself so that you can know that, oh, HR is not cheating. And once you see that there is a discrepancy, what you get, the amount HR is supposed to give you is lesser is more than what it gave you. So then you can now easily walk to your HR. HR, please, I have a complaint. So you are supposed to be giving me. I was supposed to get 6,225 by the end of this month. So how come I get 2,000? So maybe there is another method that HR is using, or you've been owing the company some amount of money and they've deducted it from your overtime, or HR might even made a mistake. There is no island. You can always make a mistake. So once you say HR is like, oh, I'm very sorry, I made a mistake, and he will rectify it. It might not be in that month, but the following month, HR will rectify it for you. So that is how to use Max in Microsoft Excel. That is how to use Max. So I wanted to just share this my video, like it, comment, and maybe there is anywhere that I made error, so you can easily put it in the comment section, and the link to my video will be in the comment section so that you can download this thing, rewatch later, and practice it. So thank you.